So the word Adam has a dhamma, mu. مِنْ رَبِّهِ كَلِمَاتٍ. So the word kalimat, the words, is tin instead of tun. Tin. That's one recitation, and that was a translation. Adam alayhi salam found some words from Allah. In another surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He clarifies what these words were. Allah taught Adam alayhi salam a dua. رَبَّنَا ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا وَإِن لَمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا وَتَرْحَمْنَا لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. It's a very famous dua. It's mentioned in the Quran. So Adam alayhi salam was taught these words by Allah. So Adam alayhi salam found these words, and then Allah accepted the tawbah. So Allah taught him the words to say, and then Allah accepted his tawbah. So that's the meaning. Now there's another recitation, another way that Rasulullah taught how to read the Quran. So these are both revealed to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Some people, they find it confusing, but Allah has revealed the Quran in variations in how to recite. This is فَتَلَقَى آدَمَ instead of mu, مِنْ رَبِّهِ كَلِمَاتٌ instead of tin. So slight differences. There's no change in the words. Adam is still there, kalimat is still there. It's just, is it mu or ma, and is it tun or tin? So what does this mean? A few words from the Lord found Adam alayhi salam, instead of Adam alayhi salam found words from Allah. Now, is there a real change in the meanings? Allah is the one that sent that dua to Adam, so He found those words, or from the perspective of those words coming to Adam alayhi salam, those words found Adam alayhi salam. There's no real, change in the meaning. There's a slight change. We can go into what that change means and what it entails, but nothing that you would be outraged about. So same thing, Malik and Malik. These are two words. They do mean different things. Malik is a owner. Malik is king. And some mufassirin, they go into what kind of differences can come about if we take the meaning of owner. What will come about if we take king? At the end of the day, Allah is both. He is Malik and He is Malik. So no real issue here. Actually, it creates more beauty. When you realize the different words of the Quran, they act as a tafsir for one another. So that's what he's saying. The word Malik or Malik, it means these two things, owner or king. Now, we left off with a question, and that is, why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say He is the Maliki Yawmiddin or Maliki Yawmiddin, owner of Yawmuddin? He's going to explain what that is, but let's say it's Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allah is either the owner or He's the king of Yawm al-Qiyamah. Isn't He the owner and the king today? Absolutely. Today, everything you possess, everything I possess, the entire world, the entire universe, it belongs to Allah. And He is the king of all of it. So why does Allah specify Yawm al-Qiyamah? Why doesn't He just say Al-Malik, Al-Malik? That's it. That's the verse. He specifies that He is the owner and the king of the Day of Judgment. So here Imam Ibn Kathir, he mentions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specifies the Day of Judgment because of our perception, not reality. The reality is Allah is the owner and king all the time, all places, all times. However, what is our perception? You and I feel like we own something today. We have this, like I own my clothing, I own my car, I own my home, I own many things. We would all say that. However, what is the reality? Allah is the owner. Kings are out there, prime ministers, kings, tyrants, oppressors. They believe that they have something. In reality, it is all borrowed. Even the air we breathe is borrowed from Allah. We believe that these are our lungs, these are our limbs and our faculties. They're all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, why does Allah specify Yawm al-Qiyamah? Because on that day, even those tyrants, oppressors, prime ministers, presidents, and kings, they will also recognize that it's from Allah. So no one will even have the doubt on that day. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is kind of warning us that there is a day that's going to come that even the worst of humanity will actually ascribe everything to Allah, who is the true Malik and Malik. So that is the significance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying Maliki Yawmiddin. It becomes more apparent on that day. But for a true Muslim, it's apparent all the time. It's not like Allah's not the Malik or the Malik. Now he mentions what is Yawmuddin. Yawmuddin, ad-din actually means muhasaba, or taking stock of something. In other words, to reckon, the day of reckoning. Yawmuddin, the day of reckoning. And he shares a hadith, Al-Kayyis man dana nafsahu wa amila lima ba'da al-maut. The intelligent person is the one that takes hisab of himself. He basically looks at his records, or he's accountable. He makes himself accountable. So the word deen actually means accountability. Because in the hadith, Al-Kayyisu man dana. Dana means deen. The smart person is the one who takes himself accountable. And he does a'mal for after he dies. So he uses that hadith to show that Yawmuddin means the day of accountability, which is, in other words, Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allah is the Malik and the Malik of Yawmuddin. And then he talks about how it is makruh for some people to say Malikul Amlak. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the true Malik and the true King. Now we call others kings. Even in Arabic, even in the Quran, there's other words, Al-Malik. In Surah Yusuf, the king at the time is called king. He's called Malik. But he's not a real 100% literal Malik. The true Malik and true king is Allah. No one else is, everyone else is a servant and everyone else is a slave. That's the reality. However, you and I don't speak with realities. Our language is such that we use metaphors. So when I say that this person is a king, I'm talking metaphorically, he's a king. And that's fine. You can use these names metaphorically. So this is just an understanding that a Muslim has, that I can call this person king, King Fahad or King Salman, etc. But in reality, he's a slave. He's king. I don't know if anyone has the guts to go up to him and say, Anta abdun, you're a slave. He probably would admit, yes, I'm a slave of Allah, if he's humble. If not, then they'll sentence you to some term in prison or something like that. But every Muslim understands this. You must. He's not a real king. There's only one real king. That is Allah. Because to be a real king, you must own as well. And we don't own anything. We're borrowing from Allah. Even the body that you are utilizing is not really yours. It's just something Allah gave you for a time period so you can do a'mal. You really don't have anything. And a true Muslim comes to this realization. So he says here, it's makruh to actually think a person is, he says actually this term, Malikul Amlak is not right to say. Malikul Amlak means owner of everything. That type of phrase you shouldn't use for anyone other than Allah. Yeah, you can call someone Malik, that's fine. And I think we'll pause here for tonight. Tomorrow we're going to go into Iyyaka na'budu wa Iyyaka nasta'in, a very important ayah which talks to us about our relationship to Allah and our duties to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. That Allah is the only one that should be worshipped, and our adoration and our ibadah should not be directed to anyone else but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not permissible to do that, and it actually takes one out of the fold of Islam when we direct our ibadah to anyone other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We'll discuss that tomorrow, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for tawfiq and guidance and understanding of His kalam. وصلى الله تبارك وتعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وصحبه